Hey everybody, this is Way to Fail, and it's time for Starbound. After years of waiting, the game is finally here. We're ready to go. So for those of you who are unfamiliar with it or may have missed some previews I put up, this is a game that is developed by one developer who used to be part of Terraria, a great team at Chucklefish. And it's like Terraria or Minecraft in space, but oh, it is so much more. I'm so excited to start playing it. So we're going to dive right in. This video is going to focus more on the early game, and just at least this is going to be a series running through just kind of showing you the basics, giving you the rundown, and exploring the world. So let me just start by showing you the different races. Human, Avian, which are bird people, Apex, which are monkey people, Glitch, which are robots, Hyaltus, which are crazy alien things, and the Floran, which are the flower people. And I am actually going to be playing a Floran today. You can choose a blue flower or red flower. I don't know what that means. I don't care too much about my appearance. I'm just going to random to something that looks good. What looks good? Those are, I guess those are female, those are male, so it doesn't really matter too much. So we're just going to random into... There we go. Looks good to me. So I'm going to choose the name Asher just because that's what you see me on as Reddit sometimes. It's actually a reference to an old ZZT game, Chrono Wars. But there we go. Asher, we're going to be going in here and we're going to be starting Starbound. And here we go. We're going to be starting out on the ship here. There is a little bit of jump in recording every time this happens here. But we start with the new quest. Fresh meat. The tired of Floran's savagery, you have taken to the stars to pursue a more honorable hunt. Your ship has run out of fuel in orbit of an unknown planet. Before setting out in search of fuel, search for your ship's storage locker for a matter manipulator. Press E to interact with objects, and you can get rewards here. So this game has quests. It's a lot like Terraria in a lot of ways, but there is plenty of space exploration as well. I'm going to talk a little bit about the ship first, which we have the lowest level ship right now. You can see I'm Floran, which are plant-based people, and there's plants growing all over my ship, because why not? And for those of you who are familiar with Terraria or Minecraft, you're going to be hitting E to interact with things, not right-clicking. So this is where we are right now. We're orbiting around a forest biome, and this is the navigation. It's very limited right now, but there are other planets here, some that you can't land on like this gas giant, some that are threat level 4, but we're going to be sticking to this one, Alpha Mullifine 911V for now. And there's a few other things you can do, such as check your tech, which is something that's going to be coming in to play later. The 3D printer, which I'm going to go over in a future episode once I have some things to 3D print. But it's great for finding things that you get in the land and then want to bring back to your ship and reproduce. But more importantly, here's your storage locker on your ship. Matter manipulator, which is kind of your everything Omni tool. Flashlight, which we're going to hold on to for now. Torches, which are always important in these kind of games. And seeds, because you can farm, and we're going to be working on farming here in a little bit. And then we get a broken Venus sword, which is very exciting. We're going to put it up in the L slot. So there we go. First quest done. It's World of Warcraft style, so super easy. We get pixels, which are the currency here. Now the next one is to create a crafting table. So we're going to go down to the surface. Now I do want to say before we go down to the surface here that this game is in beta, and it's very much in a heavy development beta. So things could happen. There will be bugs. Things will be going a little crazy. It's entirely possible that my character or save gets wiped and have to restart the series. So I'm going to be playing a lot as best as I can early. So if I have a few videos that get spaced out over a few days and maybe the build is not quite what you're playing with, that's kind of why. But let's go ahead, and without further ado, so excited to go down to the surface. It looks serene, pristine, and brown. What's it look like downstairs? We're on the ground, and here we go. There's mountains, and we start right next to a thing that gives us a bunch of pixels. So we get a little update there. It says pixel 6, and then our first goal here is going to be, let me see if I can get this right here. Our first goal is going to be to maybe try and mine out some stuff, and more importantly, to get some stuff together. Let's see what these seeds are first. Now, there is some interesting things that I have picked up. Oh, grape seeds, nice. Picked up by watching streams and everything. That includes the fact that the spawn point for this game, as you see, this is very much like a Terraria where you start out here. We're going to be chopping trees first. We're going to be using the very, very slow multi-tool. It cuts everything, but it's really slow here. But your spawn point, which you can see where the grass kind of isn't on there to the right here, is actually on the world wraparound point. Unlike Terraria, you can actually run around the entire planet, and because we're on a smaller planet, it's not going to take that long to do so. But our first goal here is just to get a little bit of wood, and we're going to be seeing some alien visitants eventually. You can see some happy little fishies down in the bottom. You can see our plants. Our plant life is very exciting with all kinds of nice spikes. It's kind of like some of the trees that I have in my backyard, where they have gigantic thorns when they sprout up at the beginning and then turn into something a little more friendlier than our foliage here. But at least right now, it's nice because I'm in space and I'm a plant person, killing plants, dog eat dog world. So next is I'm going to hit C to do the crafting thing here, and you can see that the crafting menu is very streamlined. You can even search for different things here. We're going to be starting with wooden planks, and we're having some aliens fly over us right now, and they are hostile to us, which is another very exciting thing about this game, is that you do not always know who your friends are until you see them. So some of those enemies may look deadly, and they are deadly, and some of them are not so much. But we're just going to be making, we're going to make a wooden crafting table, and that requires, should be 35 planks. Unfortunately, you can go right here, type 35. Okay, that's the saying as if I'm talking to people. Let's just craft. So 35, one wooden crafting table, which goes up into your inventory, which is up top here. So I'm going to be placing that. And the next thing is you're beginning to feel hungry, and you can see hunger notifications coming up down here from time to time. Food can be found in a variety of places, but in a pinch, hunting is your best friend, and tame some alien meat by killing monsters with a bow. Cook it on a campfire to produce cooked alien meat. So we want cooked alien meat. But the first thing we're going to do here. Alright, and as I said before, beta is beta. And I actually did run into a recording bug that was not caused by me myself. As you can see, these little bat creatures are still not entirely liking me. Is this toucan hostile to me? Yes, it is. Oh my god, I'm starting to get attacked by everybody. But that is a nice lightning bolt. And we could be seeing me die really quickly here. This game is not that easy at all, which is okay. But just getting a few more pixels here. Anyway, I did actually get a weird bump and interruption in my recording. So I just want to show you, recap what I did here. Is we have some nice little spike creatures here. These monsters are all procedurally generated, and you have no idea whether they are friendly or hostile until you get there later. But we do have a few more chests here. We did actually cut some vines with the matter manipulator to get plants here. And one other little tip for you all to know up front is that you can see that I can hot swap between items that are in my left click versus not. Or I'm supposed to be able to. I was able to before. There we go. If I want to use this, I just press X and I can swap to my weapon, then I can swap back and forth. So that's pretty cool. Just by hitting that there, hit X, you get to go there. You can hit Z to switch your right and left click, whatever works for you. But now we're back to the matter manipulator, and I did get a few more items here. Let's go to the crafting bench and not search for there, because this is all fully searchable. Let's go ahead and make a campfire, and let's go ahead and make a hunting bow, because this is going to be very important. We need to get meat. Without meat, we will starve to death. So this is kind of like a beginning don't starve little thing here. So we're just going to put this down here for now, and we're actually going to put the hunting bow on the, let's see here, because I can actually move it. Up here is actually a inventory slots, or it's supposed to be, but I don't think I can move it until my inventory is open. Pardon me for that. There we go. So this is going to be a right click, if you will, and I can swap just between those weapons like that. So now let's kill some creatures and get some meat here. So we do have little birds. That shouldn't be too badly here. Okay, well, of course, I say shouldn't be, and these guys... I've always sucked with ranged weapons in these kind of games here. And the bow's not particularly strong, and I'll show you maybe a better practice here to do, but we just want to get some meat here. And there's no guarantee of meat, as you can see the hunger notification down there. And I'm just going to be double checking from time to time just to make sure I'm still recording. But that shouldn't interrupt the recording here. But another thing you can do actually is try and soften up enemies with your sword a little bit. That's not good. Alright. And I'm probably about to get myself killed here. That is 4 of them. Okay, we're going to have to clear some of these guys out first, because I'm doing a lot of damage, which is good. But you don't get meat by actually hitting them, or by killing them with the sword. You have to kill them with the bow to get meat, and sometimes they'll give you hides as well, which are still needed for gear. And there we go. There's our raw alien meat. It's raw. It's good. So let's craft here. Actually, you can't craft meat. What you do is you take the meat from your inventory, and this screen can actually be moved, so we're going to move it down there. And you can actually put the meat on the campfire or something like that, I think. How do we do this? Well, I do have the campfire. Oh, you hit E to select the campfire. Duh. Okay. Let's try that again. Because you're interacting by pressing E. I just said that before. So cook it. We got meat. It's cooked. It's tasty. So tasty to go Monster Hunter style. Next one, it's time to get a furnace, which means we're going to need cobblestone, a campfire, and some coal. And you go to crafting to know exactly what you'll need. So next is a furnace. Let's take a look and see how much cobblestone we're going to need here. So, furnace should be right here somewhere. Unless I just abandoned the quest on accident. Let's find out. because it's apparently really easy to do that. So there we go. It's time to craft a furnace. You need to obtain some cobblestone. I may not be able to see the furnace until I actually get the material for it. Like, the bandage didn't pop up until later. So this looks like we're going to have some baddies we have to deal with first. Okay, so there's multiple things that are bad. And you can see the monster levels down there. But I guess we're going to have to slice through the native fauna, because flora is plant life. And I don't know if I would necessarily be a flora or a fauna right now, but I'm a something. So we do have a few things right here. Now, actually, there's a lot of cobblestone, which is all we really need here. And you can see the matter manipulator is really slow to cut. It does cut in a 4x4 block. You can change that by actually pressing shift, and that'll do a 1x1 block if you press and hold it. But for our purposes right now, we're going to go 4x4, because now I can actually craft some things here. And actually, I'm getting some cobblestone and some coal. And one of the first priorities you want to do in this game is to get something other than the matter manipulator to be mining, which means that I'm going to be gunning really fast for stone tools. There's some copper up top there, so I'm going to go and chop this tree because I have a feeling I'm going to need some more health. And you can see, I'm going to need some more stuff here. And you can see my health's kind of low. There's not a lot of great ways to gain life, at least at this point in the game. You can create bandages that'll restore your life. You can sleep in a bed. It does take some time to do that, but here we go. Just chopping, and down we go. Pretty simple for the opening quest. We have a lot of pretty flowers over here, but let's go ahead and just mine this cobblestone. And while this is taking a little bit of time, let's just talk about Starbound in general. It is as you can see, there's a lot of mining involved, so if you have played a game like Terraria, like Minecraft, this is going to be a little bit of an old hat to you, but not necessarily a bad thing. What makes me really excited about this game is the fact that you're not stuck on a finite world with finite progression. The world will open up much more than the initial exploration from this planet, to where you can explore the cosmos, go collect resources different places, see all different kinds of planets. Like, what kind of burnt me out with Terraria a little bit, which I did do a series on it previously, and I know it did kind of stop once I hit hard mode, but part of that is for recording issues. But I mean, what kind of burned me out with Terraria is just the fact that when you play it, it's the same way every time. You start in your green grassy field, you find where the corruption is and run the hell away from it. You kill the eye, you kill one boss, you go to the next boss, you go to the next place, you look for the corruption, you eventually kill the Eater of Worlds, you look for the jungle, you get some gear there to go to the tower. I mean, it's all, don't get me wrong, Terraria is fantastic and I've really enjoyed the time that I had with it, but you kind of get burnt out with it eventually, whereas in this game, yes, there's going to be some repetition and everything eventually, but at least at first here, what excites me the most is that there's different planets to explore. So if I'm tired in one world, I can go to another. If I build a cool structure in one place, I can go to another. If I want to play with friends, and I never really got into the multiplayer with Terraria, but I'm looking forward to getting to the multiplayer here. As you can see, another nice detail here is that it's raining. You can see lightning in the background. And this actually, the weather effects are not just cosmetic. Eventually, if I stand out in the rain long enough without shelter, it's going to be an issue. But at least right now, I'm okay. And just so you know, another neat little trick that you don't necessarily know right away, you can mine the background by right-clicking. So left click is for the foreground for those blocks up there, and it's the same way for placement. Background mining is right-clicking. That's going to be very important when you're underground, and we'll talk about why when we get there. Although we're not going underground yet, I just want to get a little bit more cobblestone. And I don't really need pixels. I do have some meat, and there's no great way to really fill the gauge right now. By the way, on the top left, the top bar is my life bar. The bottom bar is my energy bar, and energy doesn't come into play until I get some gear later on. And right now, considering I'm a plant with spiky hair and a codpiece, okay, that's crafting. Oh, we're just still searching there. Because right now I'm equipped with nothing, and I need to kill you before you kill me. When you die, you lose some pixels. The death penalty in this game is actually not that severe. And I am a little curious about what this is, so I think I'm going to mine it. I think it's just more coal. Because I could mine down there and get whatever pixels are in that little treasure chest, so we'll probably do that. But another thing about building shelter, one reason that building shelter is not entirely critical in this game is just because you can actually transport to your ship from the surface almost any time. Don't get me wrong, building shelter is good for plenty of reasons here, so what do we got? For some reason I'm not getting the furnace schematic to come up here, so that's weird. Let's check the quest dialogue one more time. I'm going to see if I can figure this out. Okay, so we're going to need a furnace here. Set as current, sir. if you'd like to know exactly how much you need, access the crafting table. So I have to hit E to access the crafting table. Derp, I'm dumb. So how many times do I have to say that? Okay, so we can make a wooden bed that only takes planks, and that's a way to recover our health. So I actually am going to go ahead and craft a bed, and we'll set that down outside in a little bit. But more importantly, we need a crafting table, which you can search for the... Oh no, I need a furnace, excuse me. Stone furnace. I need a campfire, apparently, to make a stone furnace, so let's go ahead and pick this back up. Boop! Right there. So hit E at your crafting table to actually use it. Once again, it's not like right-clicking, it's not like Minecraft. So let's go ahead and make a furnace. Pretty cool. And like I said, I apologize. I am familiar with this game. I have been following it for a while. I have watched some of the other mess-ups that maybe other streamers have done, so I do have that legwork advantage. But there's still some things that I've got to get better with as well, like some of the basic mechanics here. But the next step here is forging ahead. Next we need to get you some armor. Working with metal requires an anvil before it can craft one. You need to smelt some iron. Obtain 2 iron ore and smelt it in a furnace to obtain an iron bar. So I need to find some iron. And one thing that's really just nice, on top of everything else that's really nice, is we're actually going to make a campfire as well, because you cannot actually cook meat in a stone furnace here. So we're just going to place the campfire here. Campfires also provide warmth, which is pretty important. But yeah, we'll just move some of these blocks around. Stone furnace, I'll keep the leather pelts for later. Let's see actually if I can go ahead and make some stuff here, because I do want to do some more exploring, but it may be more prudent for me, at least at the moment, to just try and craft some gear here. And we'll talk about what gear I want to craft, and then I may try and recover some health. So let's hear stone furnace, that's for smelting. Campfires for cooking. And here we go. I can start to make some stone tools more than likely. Should be able to anyway. Yeah, stone hoe, stone pickaxe, stone axe. These are all very important things, and I have plenty of cobblestone for them. So let's make a stone pickaxe for mining. That's going to make mining go so much faster. Let's make a stone axe. And that should be 10 more. Good. And let's make a stone hoe. And what we're going to do now, because this is very important for the later part of the game, is let's go ahead and start making a farm. I'll show you how much faster this is, because this actually will go in a this will actually mine in 3x3 sections, but I'm not going to be doing that right now. We're just going to make a very flat field here, and we're going to till it. However, if you do want to make shelter, one thing to keep in mind is that, like Terraria, the monsters get a lot tougher when things get dark. So we're just going to go ahead and till all this soil, and we'll plant some stuff. But more importantly is that you don't have to necessarily have walls behind your house, although it looks a lot better if you do. What does matter the most is that monsters do not spawn when you are on blocks. So, or like when you're standing on blocks. So bamboo seed, good source of calcium. So we're just going to place, can't place it there. 1, 2, so these have to be placed a little bit further back. Bamboo, actually an invasive species, so not always good. And we have some other wildlife just growing right here. But we're going to put some wheat up here too. And these will grow and grow together. And we're going to have our first little farm here. So just checking the time point here. I think this is a pretty good time to stop this video, and I'm going to be posting another video of this, kind of a continuation, a little bit later today, while I rest in the bed here. But yeah, this is Starbound. This is just the start. It starts out a little slow. We're still going in the tutorial. I think it's probably prudent for me to try and kill everything first before I die. Or actually, you know what? If I die, let's just die real quick, because I do want to show you one fun thing here. So please kill me. Oh no, we're not going to die. So that's it for today, I guess, because I was kind of hoping to show you what happens when I die, but we'll get there eventually. I promise. So let's go ahead and lay down. This is good for health recovery. You can also put it back in your spaceship. But this is Way to Fail. This is Starbound. If you like what you want, or if you like what you see, there's plenty more to it. And I'm going to be doing a full series on this. I'm going to be pushing forward as fast as I can, as best I can, because Lord willing, hopefully this character will get wiped in a day or two, because Chucklefish is awesome and are constantly putting out updates. So feel free to subscribe, like, +1, any of that. Feel free to comment. Go to playstarbound.com if you want to pick up this game for yourself. I'm not exactly sure if it's available still for early access, but it's on Steam as well, so hey, you can check it out there. But I hope you enjoyed this video. This game is a lot of fun just already, and I'm even in kind of the opening stanza. But that's it for now. I will see you all next time.